the struggle that they put us through, with the strength to fight the power like Chuck D do, with the insight to be equal. Note the sky needed a voice that finds reason to multiply. People in the streets for the cause, marching on Washington miners will be walking through walls. Type of superhero show up when ain't no one to call. That'll shield you from them shields that been killing us all. High beams for eyes, the peak, the villains in the dark. Power of resolution for a war would even start. The knowledge to
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And up next are the Texans' rocket arm quarterback. After his last game, now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Texans and the Colts. And it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, it's a Week 14 matchup that should be a good one between the Indianapolis Colts and the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now...
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. This is taken just shy of the 10. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their signal caller in his second year in the NFL now.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the 1 interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that. And they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets, and bottom line, how do they get a win?
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw here. Got a man, it's Brown. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown! A big play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Texans march right down the field in 3 plays to claim the early advantage. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. I don't know if last year as a rookie if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the 2nd-year quarterback.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with the football. Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press, and one team gets an advantage, the other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in, get calm before you go for the big strikes.
They'll run with Tanner to begin the drive. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, here's Mills. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jalen Petrie picks it up, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different. Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here.
A really nice throw there to pick up the first down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one.
Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Back to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sacked back around the 8. It's a big loss of 5 there on 2nd down to bring up 3rd and goal.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right.
Holding offense.
So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
2nd drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute.
And the ball is free. Taylor lost it. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Colts are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, On-the-job.
The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. When you're down early, how do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offense coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
On 1st and 10, Mills. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Pittman. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Mills. And he's got the hook up to Landry. His first catch, good for 8 and a 1st down. A 1st down throw for Mills. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it. These two teams met in Indy earlier in the year with the Colts coming out on top. So a win here in Houston would give them the season sweep. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First time they've hooked up here. Good for 17 and a 1st down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field, because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed 1st down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
First and 10, Taylor now. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, here's Mills. He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team, because number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
From the 40 now on 2nd down. Mills. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
But they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another 1st down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Mills. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Mills now. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it. But he is able to keep the feet in bounds. And his kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. Well, still some climbing left to do to get back to even, but forcing a turnover and getting the field goal there, that's a small step toward erasing the early deficit.
Absolutely. That interception field goal, that's the beginning of what they hope will be several steps towards erasing that deficit and building a lead of their own by the time this game is over.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Houston set to take over. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And his throw here's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. They're going to look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Check, Panthers. No.
1st and 10, it's Pierce. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
The Texans at 500 hit 6-6. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here. As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
They'll set up a throw. And he will find his man on the outside. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Well, a lot of times when you get a manageable 3rd down situation like this, you have to think about your tight end, and he comes through for him, picking up the 1st down.
Back to the ground with Pierce.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Now a throw here hauled in, and that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and 13.
And that was a heck of a play there on the outside.
Partner, sometimes I think on a play like this as a corner, you've got to think to yourself, all I got to do is slow him down so others can come over and support. But in this case, he said, forget that. I've got this. Sorry you had to make the run for nothing, fellas.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the 1st down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards.
The kick by Bass is good.
And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3.
So that one on target, and it adds to this 1st half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
Fielded right around the 8. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
Throwing again on 2nd down.
Mills into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Christian Harris.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the 1st half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
And now out comes Houston.
And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's Floyd on the right.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 2nd down, here's Pierce.
And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
1st down, they go right back to Pierce.
Oh, look at the juke. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard.
He's going to try and take off with it.
And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there, and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
Pierce now up the middle.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston.
Dameon Pierce with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year.
And his guy's now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of a season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
An extra point by Bass, up and good.
And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17.
Fielded right around the 8. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated. This defense is really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Throwing, Mills.
Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack.
Marcus Davenport has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends of what we've seen so far.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down.
To throw, Mills.
Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on 4th.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. Taking it about the 16. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Texans will take over. Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
Well, now he's looking just to add to his totals. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
A run for Pierce out of the gun.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24. The Texans on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. This is caught. It's Brown. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 30 yards there, and of course the first down as well.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up. End zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great effort there. With a second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Texans are able to widen their lead here in this first half.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that's the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to his second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Bass, up and good.
And a route is on here in this first half.
After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
As the Colts offense makes their way out, we take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
A CD after this game, there will be 4 weeks left in the regular season. So this is far from the final version of what we'll see come January, more of a first draft, if you will, as all these teams fight for a better position.
And you pointed it out so accurately there, Brandon. After this game, 4 weeks left in the regular season, and then the playoffs officially begin. But for some teams, trying to fight to make it to the playoffs, they're actually in a playoff push right now.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Mills.
And a throw there going to be incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away.
This is taken at the 15. Now, a nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here.
And they are back down to the 500 mark after 2 straight losses. And, Charles, this is a team that, to be frank, their play has really dropped off the last couple of weeks.
And, Brandon, I think there's a sense around the building that they can't let this losing streak get any worse than it is. Because if they were to lose here and fall below 500, then you're playing catch-up the rest of the way. They've got to take a stand and make it stop right now.
59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. He'll try again with the arm here on second down. And he rifles one incomplete. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Looking to throw. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 34-yard line. Give them 17 on the pickup there, and the Texans also get a new set of downs.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 34.
Hand off left side, Pierce.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Hey, check.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup.
Now this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. So he'll be stopped here for no gain, and that'll make it 2nd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Back to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And the Texans are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Everything's going right here in this first half, and they've got a good lead, and part of that can be attributed to their success on 3rd downs. This is another conversion here, and they can look to really open things up now with this 1st and goal.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
They'll run here with Pierce.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll look to throw here. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
They'll run for it with Pierce.
And he's in for the score. Touchdown, Texans.
Damian Pierce
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the Texans have opened the lead up to 30. So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
Tyler Bass now for the point after.
And the route is on here in this first half. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was Damian Pierce closing things out with a touchdown run. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5.
Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. To throw again on second down. Mills finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
First down, Mills.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Throwing on second and long. Mills to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
Third and short yardage, Mills.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Here's Tommy Townsend now
as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you and Charles in a bit. But first, let's get to some of these scores around the NFL here in a busy Week 14. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, where it was the visiting Dolphins who come away victorious on the road. Jimmy Garoppolo leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. From there, we head up to the Motor City to check in on the Lions at home at Ford Field. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Arizona Cardinals. Adam Thielen, a touchdown catch in the victory. Finally, we're off to Atlanta to check on the Falcons at home at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And they...
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Well, the Colts ready to go to work to start the third quarter. But CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a... And Mills is intercepted for the third time. Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
So first and 10 now from the 30. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. Ball on the 30 as they come up second and 10.
Pierce takes it straight ahead.
He'll get about 6 there as he takes this one down to the 24-yard line. Out of the gun now on third down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal.
This one from 48 yards away.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin the second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
On 1st and 10, Mills.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take possession of the football. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown in the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanket in the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Here we go, here we go.
Give to Pierce. Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Floyd. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. It'll go as a gain of 4. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, the only silver lining on the other sideline, CD, is that they kept him out of the end zone, but still, that's another 3 points added on to this large lead.
Yeah, no shortage of scoring or big plays on defense in this one. And even up by 4 possessions, still finding ways to create opportunities and capitalize with points.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Again, it's Taylor.
And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. On 2nd and 9, Mills. They shakes him off, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes.
Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
The Texans here on 3rd down, putting an extra defender in the secondary.
Mills now.
Looking deep downfield. He's got a man complete. A big play there for Indy. 49 yards.
I don't care what level of football you played. This one was a universal, wasn't it? When we were kids and we played touch football, remember we get in these positions and you just say, everybody go along, and hope someone would come free.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
It's a jet sweep. This is Pittman.
Give him 4 on the carry, and it'll make this a 3rd and about 2. Now Mills. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. Looking to throw is Mills. He's got it. A gain of 7 that time. 2nd goal. Taylor will score. Touchdown, Indianapolis. The call is to go for 1 and kick the extra point. So they get 1 score back, but still a long ways to go here in this 3rd quarter. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown from the 10. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. Still comfortably on top, 3rd quarter as they start things here with a 1st and 10.
Ready, let's go.
They'll start on the ground with Pierce. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. He'll look to throw. And he fires one incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught inside the 25. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Over the middle here to Brown. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. They'll look to throw again. Looking for A.J. Brown again, and he's got it again. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. To Pierce, they set up the screen. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Option play, and it's a handoff to Pierce. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Pierce. Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So Tyler Bass on now for the field goal. From the right hash at a bit of a tight angle. The kick by Bass is good. And that will extend their lead even further. I got to think at this point, 3rd quarter, if you're able to hold on to the ball, get 3 at the end, that's all you're looking for.
I would agree with that because right now, this is a job well done by them. In fact, it's almost time for handshakes, a little dap on the sidelines, maybe even start to discuss post-game plans. And for the guys who haven't played yet, go ahead and get loose. Your time is now.
The Colts set to take over here offensively.
Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, After we saw that first turnover, we worried that...
And my goodness, another interception. And they will score a pick six for the Texans TV.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick six.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. As confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Here's Bass now for the extra point.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Back now in Houston. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Looking to throw again on second down. Mills. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Here's Mills. And he'll find Pittman. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Mills to the air again.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
A first down throw for Mills.
Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Nothing on first down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, second and goal.
Mills to throw it.
They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Here's Taylor again.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis.
Jonathan Taylor
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Colts get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes the Texans now. They're in control here as they start first and 10, and appearing to have righted the ship following that two-game losing streak.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down. 88 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like, that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him now. They tend to leave him in.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
And Pierce gets it again on 2nd down.
And he'll get this down only to about the 46.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Pierce will try to pick it up.
And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. It's a 9-yard gain, and it'll keep the drive moving.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
And they'll go right back to Pierce.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6. The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. Up the middle they go. McLean, and he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Going for it with Pierce.
And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Check, go.
1st and 10, it's Pierce.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Now a handoff for Pierce.
And he'll get this down only to the 18.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
On 3rd, here's an option play right. And he'll be stopped well short. Only 2 yards there. 4th and 3.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one, because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter. Mills on 1st down.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Throwing, Mills. Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, the tight end.
And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
On third down, here's Mills.
And that is incomplete. The Colts send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. This will be fielded at the 17. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And we have reached the 2-minute warning.
The Texans offense set to regain possession. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner.
Okay,
and I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
And Pierce gets it again on second down.
5 yards on first down, but now just a 1-yard pickup there on second.
On third down, here's Pierce.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And Bojorquez on to punt as he gets it away.
A 39-yard punt, a return of 5. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. And now Indianapolis set to take the field.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go to each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Texans, they move back over 500 at 7-6. And they'll get another home date next week as the Jaguars will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Colts, it's a potentially fatal blow to their playoff chances as they drop to 6-7 on the year. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Tennessee Titans.